That gives me titanium white, flesh tint, lemon yellow, gamboge, cadmium orange, cadmium red light, cadmium red deep, geranium lake, mineral violet, Paris blue, pollen blue, cobalt blue, cobalt turquoise, cinnabar green pale, zinc green, golden green, hooker's green, Venetian yellow, raw sienna, still de grey brown, raw umber, sepia, Payne's grey, and ivory black. There is a smaller set, I think. April has a 12 color set that's really affordable. Kitty. Okay, so show your pretty face to everyone on camera. Come on. She's really happy. These are not handmade paints, they are the Renesans paints. And Renesans is a Polish company that makes really, really awesome, affordable paints. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one goes here. So when you can hear it clicking, it usually means that the pan will not be easy to budge. There was no yellow ochre, but there is a Venetian yellow here. And I wonder if that's... Hi! I wonder if that's the same as the yellow ochre. I am unwrapping the Venetian yellow, but I have to do it a bit off camera because of the cat on my arm. Oh, I should do the clever thing. Oh, this is interesting. This is more like nickel tint yellow, like a really pale yellow. I would need a pen. Come on, let's go get a pen. And let's go back here. Kitty. A kitty is a good warming element in the winter, but in the spring and summer it's really warm. So that's still the... Okay. I just like to label these so that I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Venetian yellow. It's the first time I hear this colored referred to as with that. Okay, so time to go. Time to go. Bye, kitty. All right. Back at full capacity. If there is no yellow ochre, often raw sienna can be a good yellow ochre type of color. What was the Renaissance set you've reviewed before? It was select colors sent to me by Malvina. She sent me some of her favorites. Oops. No need to panic, that's something that happens. And you just put it back in. So this one is 42. I feel like I'm playing bingo. B13. Okay. I want to swatch these after, but I have to unwrap these before, right? The wrapper is very, very peculiar in that it's kind of glued directly on the pans. That's the way Renesans decided to go with this. It's a bit consistent in the sense that some of these, like you saw, there is a color that got here and the wrapper was already gone, like the wrapper was done with this. But other colors, like it's really glued on well, so it depends. Flesh tint. What pen do you use to write on pans? This is a Pilot Twin marker. It's sold as something that can write on washi tape. But I think Otto uses a Sharpie. Oh, hi Sam! I didn't see you come in. This is a flesh tint, it's a bit of a light pink in a way. Okay, lemon yellow. I am loving the tin, by the way. I think it's one of my favorite tins so far. Because I don't have a lot of space on my desk, so the regular metal tin with the two panels that like unfold, that ends up taking a lot of space. And I almost never use both panels. So there's always a panel that's like just in the way. This is yellow big time. I apologize for the outdoorsy noises. Oh, bye Grace. Yeah, I think they mean it that you can just... Perhaps I could do that, but it's not... I wish they would write the number and name on these, because you can just remove the top part if you want. You don't have to completely remove the wrapper. But if you... I keep saying a wrapper like a singer, but I mean a wrapper with a W. Like I could just remove this part like this. Well, it rips off a bit, but yeah, you get the idea. And keep these on the bottom. At least it tells you that it's a Renesans pan, and you can stick this with your swatches. I think I will do that. That's going to be a bit faster, but I still have to write what the colors are on. Yeah, doesn't always work super duper well, but again, I am kind of going fast, or trying to. Come on, wrapper. Come, oh, rather come off, wrapper. Holbein pans are really interesting in that they come with a magnet at the bottom. Like any pan that you buy from Holbein, whether it's in a set or open stock, the half pans, they come with a magnet, and their boxes for paints are made with a surface that will work with the magnet. So I thought that was interesting. Let's get rid deep. Got some really nice color going on here. That's lovely. The Holbein box set are not all very useful, but they are pretty. I got the one that's, oh, I can't remember the name, but I think it's something like Puzzle Box, or you know, the small blue box with 8 colors in it. I made a review about this one, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't think I love the box itself. It's kind of weird and not super stable. Oh, geranium lacquer. Oh well. If you like to keep things super tidy, make sure you have like a baby wipe with perhaps some sticky, some adhesive remover product on it, if you don't want the pans to be sticky, because there's a bit of the glue that stays on the sides. They have some super nice fancy boxes, like Holbein has the one with the lacquer box, I think, and it's real fancy stuff. And I like their pans, but it's kind of expensive as well. So what was the thing that bummed me the most about the set, the small set I bought, was the travel brush. It was really lousy, if you remember my video about it. It looked like a makeup brush, but wouldn't keep a point, and it wasn't great. It was supposed to be stable, and it wasn't really good, and it didn't look like the brush that was on the box, I think. That was a bit of a bummer. I've since put the pans into a smaller tin, and I had one extra pan. I had a jaune brillant, and I couldn't fit an extra pan in the small box I got, so I removed all the pans and transferred them to a much simpler tin. How are you guys doing? I hope this is not too boring. If you have questions about anything, feel free to ask while I am unwrapping and transferring these. I will swatch them out after, so there is something to stay for. I'm a bit surprised that one of the wrappers found a way to get unglued, because they are not messing around with the stickiness of these. These are some legit stickers. Okay, so I kind of Peko went to nap at her napping spot. She always has a favorite napping spot, and she switches of spot every once in a while. And now she is at the current favorite, which is really cute. Cinnabar. I'm really excited to try this one. I'm kind of fascinated with cinnabar colors. I should research it a bit more. I'm fairly sure they were made with some toxic pigments, so this is why you don't really see these colors anymore. One of the only place you can still perhaps find them is in Chinese painting, because I think it was one of the colors that was used. And I know that Lucas has cinnabar watercolors, but they are mixes. It's not the genuine thing. Yeah, I think original cinnabar is toxic. I think you remember right, Cyan. I feel really awkward asking this, but is there anywhere where we can see your face? Yeah, sure. I did an interview with Marty and Steve. Marty from Owings Art and Steve from The Mind of Watercolor. It's on Marty's channel, and you can see my silly face on there. For a good hour. It has mercury component for the cinnabar, huh? That explains. We are better off without mercury, like being just freely around. It's possible that the doorbell will ring. I apologize in advance. Yeah, I knew it. Be right back.
Voilà, bonne journée.
Merci, bonne journée. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. Okay, there's only 4 left. Oh, hi, Tsukabu. Hi, Lena. I might have missed a couple of people. Hi, Ariel. And Scarlet Pen. Yeah, I think you can find the toxic pigments a lot more in oils than you can find them in other mediums. Perhaps because they were not as used. Like, watercolor is still a bit of an underdog, or how can I say this? It's not really seen on the same level still as oil. I'm almost done. 48 sepia. I'm interested to see this color. Oh wow. So Tsukabu is saying that they are actually allergic to the fumes from oil paints, so they can't even use them. I don't understand why watercolor is any less worthy as a tool for art and expression than anything else. It's elitist BS. I don't know what it is, but it's just so stupid. Oops. Alright, stay on there then. Otto is saying that in Japan watercolor is so looked down upon. It's not even considered as real art. What? Okay, this is might be something really stupid that I'm gonna say. But I feel like a lot of people from Japan are really good at drawing. Like not necessarily, you know, like super fine art and all that, but I've seen so many journals from people who are not professional artists, like I want to say amateurs, but it's not even that. It's just that they are good at it. They will be able to draw like characters and like humans in their bullet journal, and it looks, you know, like you understand what it is. It's fairly obvious what it is. So I'm just curious about it. Sorry. Okay, so all unwrapped, and I will swatch these. I know I brought the paper. They have actual art classes where they learn anatomy and perspective. Like everyone. Like that's the thing I'm trying to figure out is art more of an obligated thing, like a mandatory? Yeah, is art more mandatory in terms of classes? Because over here they always push you to pick sciences instead of the artsy stuff. So I did chemistry, biology, and physics instead of plastic arts in school, and that's absolutely not useful at all to me now. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, so to test the white, I made a couple of lines on there. I apologize again for all the cat hairs that's gonna end up in these swatches, because you've seen the cat earlier. She was really there, right? I can see why they call this flesh tint. I think it's a bit clumsy to call it that still. Like, I would much prefer kind of a, like, call it the, what's the one we see often is like Naples yellow reddish or something like that. Or this could be like it's kind of a light peach color. You know, flesh tint is so dumb because you don't have one flesh tint, you have many flesh tints. Like, I haven't seen any individuals that had even on one person you don't have one color, you have many colors. I will do more of these, I think. That's 6. Oops. Okay. But I mean, I am liking this color. I'm just not liking the name. This is lemon yellow. It is so intense. That's, I mean, if Cotman was this good, because these are, I think if you buy them in Poland, they are cheaper than Cotman, like in the UK. And I think Cotman in the UK is the most affordable price. So these are even less pricey and they are chock full of color. Next one is Gamboge. It is fairly similar to lemon, but it's a tiny bit less cool. I think that could make a really nice neutral yellow. Cadmium orange. Cadmium red light. Cadmium red deep. Yeah, that's the usual color of cadmium red deep. It's kind of a, I think some companies call it cadmium purple, perhaps. I think it's a lovely color. It's a bit muted. This one is Geranium Lake. Ooh, that's lovely. Wow. That's a really pretty color. Don't fight in the chat, guys. I think the next one is Mineral Violet. But oh, the geranium lake color, look at this. That's pretty awesome. Reminds me, ooh, that's definitely dioxazine purple, or PV3. Well, not that dioxazine is PV23, and you have PV3 that's also a super intense purple like this. It's not mineral violet. Mineral violet doesn't look like that, but it's darn pretty violet. It's so intense. I like this. So yeah, Otto, what is the like the well received medium in Japan? If it's not watercolor or I think that what the rest of the world sees as like what is popular here is not necessarily what is popular over there, even if it comes from Japan. That's Paris blue. Usually Paris blue is like Prussian blue. This would be pretty much in wow. Wow. And this one was pollen blue. Is it like an ultramarine? It sure does re-wet like one. Oh my god, my water is full of cat hairs. Why, Beko? Why? That's beautiful. Oh, it's the Iwa Enogu stuff and oil. Oh, good to know. It's I don't want to say funny because it's not funny, haha, but it's oil kind of surprises me, and I've only not because it's just because you don't hear a lot about it. Like the manga is often Copic markers, and I'm trying to see, like there's all this the Iwainogu and the Iwainogu and the wood prints, and I'm trying to think like what's the kind of tropey stereotype things we see over here that could be associated with Japan. I know it's not oil paintings though, but I have a book about Japanese art, Japanese contemporary art, and it features a lot of oil paintings in there. And when I was looking through the book, I thought that was really interesting because I had never seen these paintings before. That was cobalt blue. Polished blue, PB29, so it is ultramarine. Yes, it is. Okay, second row, starting with cobalt turquoise. Yay, truck. I love this color. It is so pretty. I know it's kind of a muted teal color, but it's a very natural looking color. I'm still on frame. Good, good. Watercolor is popular because it's easy to access and like you don't need a huge setup to do watercolor, but it's not because it's popular that it's seen as the professional thing. And it really depends. Ooh, that's pretty. Cyan, look. Look at this color. That's for you. Don't take me like I think, but I'm really not sure. I think that April mentioned to me that at some point she wants to sell the pans separately. I don't know how many colors, I don't know which colors, and I don't know when, but that's something to keep your eyes open for if you are interested in certain colors from these sets. So this one is the Cinnabar Green Pale. Huh. That's a nice color. Oh, that's so awesome, Ranchan. I am so happy. Ranchan is saying that they decided to buy Holbein last year and are really satisfied with the quality. They really love how they can control the watercolor. Yay! That's really cool. I love Holbein, so I totally get what you mean. Yeah, this one was green, golden green, and then we have cinnabar. Oh wait, is that the way? No, hold on. This one, the first one here is zinc green. This one, oh, is that it? Hold on, I'm trying to... okay. Rewind, play. This yellow green one would be the cinnabar one. Yeah, it's 29, that's the first one. Okay. Second one, that's zinc green. Sorry, I mixed them up. Here I'm gonna try golden green. And after that, it's gonna be hooker's green. Okay, so cinnabar, zinc green, golden green, and hooker's green. Yeah, that's golden green, all right. I wonder if it's PY 129. Sure, it does look like it. That's insanely... That's really, really intense. Okay, and the last one in the greens is hooker's green. Oh no, I think it was one of those, ooh. Sorry, got sidetracked by the lovely color, but I think the truck outside was one of those, oh, wow, is that PG8? That looks like PG8. I love this, but yeah, I think the truck was, you know, one of those trucks that has the tar in it, you know, for roofs or streets. A really stinky truck. Ugh, that's gross. This set has some pretty awesome greens. Those are all really good. And this is a bit like PG8 or Perylene. Not PG8 is one green and Perylene green is another one, but it reminds me of both. Okay, next one is the really interesting Venetian yellow. That's a nice color. It's kind of interesting, muted, cool yellow. Oh gosh, the stink. At least I think the truck is gone. I hope it is. Ugh. Okay, here it is. Which one is this? Is this raw sienna? Yeah, that's raw sienna. So we'll be able to see if it looks... Just gonna add a bit of water to the pan so that perhaps it will stick. But is this work? Oh yeah, that could do for a yellow ochre. Yeah, that's a nice one. Okay, then it's brown, still the grain brown. Ooh. I like this. Seems to be fairly opaque, wet, but as it dries, it's probably gonna become much, much more transparent. I like it when you make the yuck noise. The truck is really stinky. The paints are awesome. I'm making the yuck noise because of the truck outside. Eve, do you feel you have to scrub the pans to get a good amount of pigment? Not any more than I would have to do with some of my Daniel Smith. I think that overall, except for the one that was the one with ultramarine blue in it, they all required the same amount of work to re-wet, and it's not a lot of work. Like, these paints are really dry. If you are the kind of person who sprays the colors before, then you're not gonna have any issue. That's got to be raw umber, because it really looks like a raw umber. Yeah, raw umber. I'm always happy when I can tell a raw umber just by the color, because a lot of the earth tones, they suffer a bit. They are not super consistent in terms of color from one brand to the other. Like, some brands will call raw umber something that definitely doesn't look, like raw umber. And this is sepia. Oh, it's so pretty. Yeah, these colors are great. Like, I'm really happy with the way, you know, when I think of a color, I have an idea of what the color will look like. And with these, every single one of them, except perhaps for the mineral violet, but that's just because the name is weird, but like cinnabar green, at first I thought that this was weird, because I thought that this one was a cinnabar green, but no, it's this one, and the actual cinnabar green is the color I had in mind for this color. And same for you know, raw sienna is a good raw sienna. Raw umber looks like a raw umber. Sepia looks like a sepia. So I'm really happy, because that's sometimes the thing that will make or break a set, is whether or not these colors are on the same level as what you're used to in terms of color names and color use. Okay, Payne's Gray, and then we have Ivory Black. Ooh, ooh. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, that's what I think of when I think of Payne's Gray. Oh yeah, a little creative in the chat is April, and she's the one who sent me these to try out and show to you guys, because she is importing these from Poland to make them available to everyone outside of Poland. And I think that's really awesome, because these colors are really good, as you can see, and they are quite affordable as well if you compare to something like a similar set from another brand with the same amount of colors in it. And I'm also really psyched with the color selection. Ah, that's a good black. Yep. If you are to have a black, it better be good black. Yeah, the Payne's Gray is so dark, it's almost like indigo. Okay, so let's take a look at these. So what strikes me as super interesting in this 24 color set is the inclusion of this cool muted yellow. I think is really nice. The greens are amazing. They are, I mean, all of them are almost good to go. You don't have to neutralize a lot of these if you want to paint something that's like outside in a sunny day. If it's sunny outside and you want to paint greens, well, these colors are good to go. The blues are lovely. Like, I love how the cobalt and the ultramarine color are really not the same. They are a bit different. The cobalt teal is a really nice thing to have in this set. The browns are great. You really have good a range of earth tones in here that you can always, you know, like mix a bit of something else in the color to change it to the exact hue you want, but these are all good starting points. You have lighter browns, you have much darker ones. I mean, these are really natural looking. I like them. The two yellows are perhaps a bit similar, but I think that the lemon one is a bit cooler and this one is a bit more neutral. I saw that Grace is saying that they seem a bit opaque. They are not that opaque, to be honest. As they dry, they become fairly transparent. Even the cadmium colors, they're not super opaque for cadmium colors. mean, look at this. You can still clearly see the lines. We lose the lines on the purple because it is so intense, but it is a transparent violet. But it gets so dark at full power that you lose the line anyway. Perhaps this one, this was, which one was this one? So that's Brasiana, that's the Still de Grey. Yeah, the Still de Grey Brown is a lovely hue, but I think it's the most opaque of them. It's still like semi-opaque because you can see the lines a bit, but it's hard to, it has a bit more coverage than the others. Sepia is so dark that I can't even say if it's transparent or not, because it's super dark, but I can still faintly see the lines. The black is just intense black. Like you know me, I am not a fan of black or white in a set, but I would use this white and this black to paint monochromatic studies. The white, perhaps, I think my brush was a bit dirty because it looks a bit green. Hold on, I will thoroughly wash this and try to make a new. Yeah, I think it's a bit less green. I think the green is from the fact that my brush perhaps wasn't super clean. But it's a good titanium white. It's not China white, because China white is transparent white and titanium white is more opaque. Yeah, they are super natural looking. They're really good to go. Like you got great sky colors with these, and you can add a bit of the yellow to make it a bit cooler if you want something greener in terms of sky. This color is amazing. It's beautiful colors, the Geranium Lake. Got good colors here as well. Do you guys have any questions about the swatches? Yeah, all the colors that I thought were going to be super opaque, I mean, it happens with the white as well, you know, it's opaque white, but with watercolor, it's always, when they say opaque in watercolor, they mean semi-opaque, because if you want truly opaque, you're not going to find it in watercolors. But I'm loving these. Super excited to paint with them. Look at the greens. I'm always annoyed because I feel like there's never enough greens in a set, and they are always like phthalo green or viridian hue, and then they have a sap green that's like, that's good. I mean, fine. If you take, for example, the Core mini set, it only has one green. It only has sap green, and it's a good green to have, but I love having a set that has, you know, it has 4 greens that I can just grab and go and not have to mix, so you can be a lot more spontaneous with these greens. And then you have this really nice teal color that can make for awesome like stormy skies or summer skies. What else? For oranges, you can mix these 3 colors with the yellow. You got a nice shortcut if you want to quickly roughen or edit for skin colors, because you can use this as a base and then add in more colors to bring it to something more like an actual skin tone. What is the first yellow color? This is lemon yellow, and this one is gamboge. Yeah, these colors would be great for plein air painting, I agree. Oh, I really like them, April. Thank you so much for sending these to me. I'm super excited. And also the tin. Like I said, where is it? I don't know where it is, but I have a similar tin, but mine is at least like twice the height. And it's fine, but it's not, you know, convenient to carry. If you want to do plein air painting, this is a super slim, lightweight set. There is no ring at the bottom, but you can either snap the pan using bulldog clips to your easel, or you can, it's a trick I got from Kat at Meow Meow Kapal, but you buy the rings for the phones that you just can stick at the bottom of things, at the bottom of your phone. Well, you can stick one, a slim one, under your tin, and then you have a ring, so you can set it up to hold it like this, and you mix, you pick the color, you mix, and you paint, or the other way around if you're left-handed. So you could pick the color, mix it, and then paint. And it's fairly easy. You just add a ring at the bottom for your thumb. Yeah, the selection of brown is great for animals. It really feels like colors you can use to paint something like a moose, for example. Like, these are super friendly for that, and the moose is going to be in nature, so you get all these nice greens that you can use as well. And I feel like this color is sort of an underdog color that would be actually a lot more useful than you'd think in a palette. Oh, well, thank you so much for sending these, April, and I'm really happy to share the awesomeness of these paints with everyone, because yeah, it's a super awesome middle ground between not expensive and professional paints, because these are made with good pigments, and you can see that the paints, I mean, I am not, this is cellulose paper, so it's not the best paper for absorption, but even with the way I just quickly made these swatches, the paint, you know, lay down pretty well. And the purple is just so insane. Bring back the postcard. I have two. Yeah, I have this one. See? See? You got super awesome great moose colors. You got like these colors for the antlers, and you can add a bit of this one as well, and the coat is like dark brown, so you can go get a bit of the sepia and mix in with this color if you want to paint the moose. If you want to paint the calf, the baby, well, then you can use more of this, still the gray brown. And see, for the trees on the in the back, this color would be a good base color, and then you can mix either a bit of this one or this one. And then for the shadows, you can use some of this one, the super dark hooker's green. So yeah. Okay, while I'm gonna look at the landscape here. So the blues here can make for a nice sky. Yeah, okay, I'm on frame. The greens, you know, they feel super natural for the greenery, and actual like green stuff often has bits of brown in it, so you can come and mix in a bit of this. So yeah, and look, you even had the red of the the lighthouse red is there, the lobster red, that cadmium dark would work nicely. What else? Yeah, these are the ugly postcards. I showed them at the beginning. I went through all of them. I'm just bringing them back now to compare the colors. Okay, this one is a bit trickier because it's such a muted green. But you can easily mix something like that by mixing some of the colors in there. Like, I think you could perhaps even start with the teal. But see that beautiful teal color is really like the sea over there. So it's well suited for that. What else have I got that's somewhat silly and... Okay, this one. Well, that's kind of a good green for the grass. And you can have a bit of patches of either this one or a bit of this mixed in with this one. And you know, a color like flesh tint, well, it could work for the pig in this case, but like if you mix a bit of the flesh tint and a bit of a brown, you almost have the color of this roof. So it's not because it's called flesh tint that it has to be for human subjects. Yeah, Switzerland, see these greens, they all match easily with the colors in the back here. I can recreate all of the Okay, what else? Oh, another good sea picture. So yeah, that's definitely the color you have here. And you can mix this with a bit of the Paris Prussian blue to get the darker one. And this one is a bit greener, so you mix this with a bit of the green. And the beach. I mean, you could use flesh tint, really light flesh tint for something like sand. Okay, do I have any? Oh, this beautiful picture of a wrinkled pumpkin. I think that for this one, the raw umber would be a good place to start for the rocks at the bottom and sort of the dry grass. And then you can add a bit of the greens in it, and you would have to perhaps neutralize this with some of the blue. But yeah, I mean, these greens, I'm amazed by the greens. They are really nice. Like, this is a really good green for evergreens. And if it's a bit too flat, or you could add a tiny bit of a yellower green in it to make it a touch more like this color, but it's a really good starting point to have this. And with these greens, you can really take care of a scene like this, because you got the darker greens, and you also have the dry grass at the bottom. So yeah. See something like this? This color is very similar to the colors of the roof. And you can possibly use the flesh tint for some of the walls of the white houses. So yeah, this is, you can mix like the raw umber and perhaps this green to get the more muted green of the grass. It's just cool. I think perhaps the only thing that could be missing is a true magenta color. Because I feel like we don't... Do we have some kind of a pink with the geranium? If I lighten it a lot. See, that's still a bit purpley. Where did I get the ugly postcards or the paints? Awesome, Fiona. Okay, let's try if I can get kind of a light pink with the Cadre deep. Not really, it's kind of a old rose. Like, I kind of like having a super vibrant pink, or a color that can be diluted to a super vibrant pink. And the geranium is really not bad, but it's perhaps a bit too blue for my tastes. But yeah, you can get some really pale colors. These are really diluted washes. I was reading about an artist recently, and they said that instead of diluting a color with just water, they instead dilute it with white. So that's something we can maybe try. So a big patch of white here. Oh, hi, Karia. Oh, I like all postcards, but yeah, I have a special place in my heart for the ugly ones, or the silly ones. It doesn't have to be ugly, it can be silly, or, you know, like to try so hard to be funny and it's absolutely not funny. I don't usually use white, so this is a bit weird to be doing, but I'm just trying to see if I can get a pinkish color. Yeah, you can get something, but it's going to be quite muted. But then again, this set doesn't have sort of the intense phthalo blue that we often get, so Just want to see what it looks like if I mix this lemon yellow and the cobalt blue. Yeah, it's not a super vibrant green. So it's a really good thing that this set has so many nice greens, because it's kind of a tricky one to mix with these colors, perhaps. Like a super bright green. You can mix lovely muted greens, but a bright one is perhaps a bit more complex. Yeah, it needs kind of a manganese blue and a magenta, a pink magenta color, because we need that primary, that's SCMY primary in there. See, I can get something a bit better using the Paris blue and yellow. That's a bit more vibrant than this one, though this one has super great granulation. I'm not on screen, no! Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, I was off screen. Okay, let's recap. I mixed this one, the cobalt blue and the lemon yellow, and this is the kind of muted green I got. Great granulation, but really muted. So I tried the same yellow, but this time with the Paris blue, which is like kind of like a Prussian blue, and it gave me a much more vibrant green color. Thanks a lot, Grace. Yeah, you can check out my Facebook page for to reach out to me so we can discuss the postcard if you want to send in postcards. That could be a thing. So yeah, that's mostly it for this impromptu unboxing swatching of the really pretty Renaissance paints that April sent me. I was really excited to try them, so that's why I wanted to make it into a live stream. Yeah, Paolo, there is an orange. You have a super nice cadmium orange in the set. And you can easily mix orange using this one or the reds with the two yellows. And even this one would probably make for a nice orange. Oh, let's test something out. Let's test the lid, how it mixes. We'll try to mix some orange. I have a corner here that's not taken. Okay. I want to try with the raw sienna. Oh. This is not the best paper, so the paint would look a lot better on good paper, on something like cotton paper. Okay, so the lid beats up a bit, but that's something that will lessen a lot the more you use it. The more you rub your brush on this to mix colors, the less it will bead in the end, because that's the way this works. I'm not super bothered by beading surfaces, because you can still see, like, it doesn't bead right away, so while I'm mixing I can still see the color I'm mixing. Woo! The cadmium red is so intense. The white is, well, it's titanium white, so it's technically semi-opaque white, while Chinese white or zinc white is semi-transparent. Okay, there we go. Ooh, pretty. Yeah, I love the tin. I can't wait to use it more. So yeah, I know people are often annoyed by things like staining palettes or whatnot. This is any surface that is not ceramic is gonna stain. But there are tricks. You can wash it with, some people say toothpaste, others say magic eraser. I just erase the stains with the regular eraser if I feel like it, but usually my palette stays stained. And I'm okay with that. I don't really mind. I will try to clean it up if I want to remove the paints from one palette and put something new in there. Perhaps then I will try to clean up the stains, but as a general rule, I don't really mind. It's not a priority. So, okay, a tiny bit more orange, just for Paolo, because... So yeah, you can mix some really nice oranges in there. And you can mix some really nice purples, but seeing as how we have these two, like one super violet and one really more like a magenta purple color, do you really need to mix it from like... Well, in fact, you might be hard-pressed to mix a purple using these, because these are more warm reds. So you would have a muted purple, but if you start from either of these, chances are you're going to get a much more vibrant purple if you mix these two with these two blue. So yeah, I usually just go with the plastic eraser, and it removes about like 95% of the stain. Some colors might leave a small mark, like, you know, the super stainy ones like phthalo turquoise or phthalo blue or phthalo green or dioxazine purple, like the really stainy stuff. But yeah, I don't care, so it's not really important for me. I prefer palette that show that it has been used than something that is pristine. But that's just me. Okay, so is there any more questions? It's too bad I can't fit everything in the... Or can I? Anyway. These are great. How is the James gray? Oh, good question. I think I'm gonna need another sheet of paper. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab this. This is it's super thin. It's bee paper, but it's cellulose paper. It's not their cotton paper. It's just for the sake of seeing what the mix is like. Okay, so let's try mixing the brown, still the gray brown, with this one here that is the ultramarine. I'm really not sure how it's gonna mix because I don't know if we have a PBR 7 in there. Palette mud is an important component in my paintings. Yeah, I almost never wash a palette because I can always start from one of these colors to you know, mix into one I need right now. So why waste all the good pre-mixed paints you've already mixed just for the sake of what? I don't know. Okay, let's try with sepia. The thing is, this color, this neutral gray, always requires almost twice the amount of blue than brown. That's sepia and Polish blue. Poland blue, sorry. These are both quite interesting. There is some granulation in the first mix. I think it's mostly the ultramarine because I don't think the brown granulates at all. but these two colors are rather nice and they granulate nicely. Just to compare it with some kind of light black. So yeah, it's definitely something that can be done. So what else? Okay, let's try the Cadbury Deep. Oops, wrong color. And some of this green. Nice brown. Another very similar brown. Just trying to check, because sometimes you can have a good combo of red and green that neutralizes well, but I don't think it's possible with these. How about the teal and the orange? It's fairly light because I didn't make the colors super intense, but I think you can get a really nice neutral by mixing the teal and the cadmium orange as well. Alright, so that's mostly it for like unboxing, swatching, first impression of this set. First impression is it's a really good set. By all means, if you were on the fence and were considering this one, it's definitely worth looking into. These are great colors. You definitely don't need every color in the rainbow to paint, but these 24 colors are super interesting. They bring in a lot of original ideas, like the teal, like the purples, like this flesh tint, like this yellow. It's the first set I see that has this yellow in it, unless you go perhaps for like a 48 color set that has like super a lot of space for this kind of stuff. You can probably get an if you feel like there is kind of a yellow ochre color missing, I'm pretty sure you can mix it from this one and one of the yellows. Let's do it quickly, see. Okay, so this one, and just grab some of the gamboge. So yeah, you can get a yellow ochre color really easily. Like that was really spontaneous. You're not missing something. So I love the set. I love that the greens are good to go. I love that the browns are good to go. Nice blues, good reds, yellows. The black is legit. That's what I want to see when I look at a black paint. It's, you know, inky black. The white, well, never mind that this one is greener, but you can see that this is a good white. It's not beige, it's not weird. So yeah, I don't see any more questions, so I will end this on this. Yeah, I'm super excited to paint with these paints, and I really hope that you can, if you wanted to buy these paints and couldn't find them, I recommend checking out April's shop at A Little Creative. I have put the links in the description box under here, under the video, and yeah, check it out. Well, of course, April has to import and has to pay like all sorts of import fees on the tin, so they will not be necessarily the same price as you will see them in Poland, but being able to buy them from outside of Poland is pretty awesome, and I would seriously consider buying these myself because I think that this is a great selection. I am loving it. Yep, seal of approval. So have a great day, everyone. We will see each other soon, quite possibly, and yeah, have a lovely day and take care. Bye bye.